Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Album of the Year. We have arrived at 2002, coming a day after a fun-filled 2001. 2002, pretty damn hard. Pretty damn hard for me. Not like there were like a million choices. Yeah, there were a good amount. But I came down to 5. And I can't pick one over the other, over the other, over the other. So what do? What do I do? Good question, right? Do I just cop out and say, you know what, we got a 5-way tie today, no honorable mention, screw it, we're just going to pull a ultimate mulligan? I'm considering it. Or do I give the win today to a band that has not yet won on this little countdown I've been doing? So this particular day, this year I should say, 2002, is filled. I've got 5 finalists here, of which all of them have appeared on the more recent shows as either my favorites or runner-up. One of them has not been represented yet in this whole series as a winner. Which leads me to believe that I probably need to go with them today. Again, I love all these albums equally. These are all pretty top-notch albums by all these bands, I think, and easily, for me, head and shoulders above all of the stuff that was released in 2002. So rather than kind of cop out and just give a 5-way tie, which I was prepared to do here, I'm going to give you my favorite by an inch, just because I want to give them some love here, and then give you the other 4 as tied for runner-up. That's what I'm going to do. So my winner for today, my favorite today, again, this is so close, it's almost impossible for me to kind of separate these, but I'm going to give it to this one because A, it's my favorite record by them, B, it's a seriously killer album, and you know, I love these guys. And anyway, released September 24th, 2002, for Lava Records, produced by none other than their main guy, Steven Wilson. I'm talking about In Absentia by Porcupine Tree. A fantastic album. You know, Porcupine Tree's got a lot of fantastic albums. This is easily, you know, for me, a top 2 or 3 album. It's just killer. You know, you got some great songs on here. You know, Blackest Eyes is a favorite song of mine. Of theirs, Trains, you got Prodigal, all right, God, Strip the Soul, Gravity Eyelids, The Sound of Music. You know, this album is filled with, it's got some heavy, really heavy prog stuff, almost kind of metally in a way. It's got some real kind of, I know we got a lot of Radiohead fans on here. You know, some of the stuff, you got these kind of like Radiohead-like soundscapes. You got some cool like British pop on here. Just a good mix of kind of heavy stuff, prog stuff, ambient, pop, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of got a little bit of everything, and I think, you know, out of all their kind of like their handful of late 90s, early 2000s records, I think this, even though I like all the albums that came before it, I think this is, for me, when Porcupine Tree really started knocking it out of the park, and all the ones that would come after it, I think, are just as good. So, yeah, this is going to get my nod for today by ever so slightly, again, because I can't really separate any of these 5. So the tie for the runners-up, there's 4 of them, all right? And I almost went with this one, but I think this one's going to get, these guys are going to get a lot of love in the years to come. So, and I think that's going to be the case with a couple of these bands. So I was like, you know what? The Odyssey, Symphony X, adore this album. Love it, love it, love it. 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence by Dream Theater. Fantastic, epic, beyond belief. Rush, Vapor Trails. This is one of those albums, I think, when it first came out, I wasn't as into. I've started to love it more and more as the years have gone on, because obviously now, 18 years later, right, had a lot of time to sit with this, and I remember the original album release. That was a pretty shitty mix, and I really prefer the remix. It's just got brighter, bigger sound. I dig it quite a bit. There's actually a lot of really good songs on here, and rounding out my 5 here is Deliverance by Opeth. early on when I was putting this stuff together, I was like, is Opeth going to take it 2 days in a row? Quite possible. But, I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these, right? So, my winner today is going to be Porcupine Tree. But, man, Symphony X, Dream Theater, Rush, and Opeth. I mean, quite a day for prog and prog metal right here, right? Quite a year, I should say. Can't go wrong with any of these. I love all of these a lot, pretty much equally. So I'm hoping I don't have another day like this, because this was kind of agonizing to kind of figure out. And like I said, I was going to go with a 5-way tie, but I'm like, that's kind of not the right thing to do. So I gave some love to Porcupine Tree today, but I love all these albums pretty much equally. So visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Remember the rules, guys. Down below in the comments, list your favorite pick of 2002, your top 5, your top 10, whatever you want to do. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. Everybody hears these albums differently. We all have our favorites, so cool to see what everybody else picks. For those of you who care or are trying to figure out what my picks are going to be for tomorrow, put that down in the comments as well. So curious to see what you guys think. You guys aren't doing so good lately. See, the 2000s are hard. The 90s were hard, right? It's a little bit easier back in the 70s and the 80s. So there's a lot of cases I don't even know what the hell I'm going to pick from year to year, day to day. So, but anyway, these are great. Love these. So we'll see you guys later on. I'm hoping later on. So here's what's in the works for the next day or two. Ranking the studio albums by popular request. Janis Joplin. All right, so she's got small handful of studio albums. Probably talk about the live albums as well. That's coming up. Ranking the studio catalog of the great modern day doom psychedelic metal act Down. Okay, it's Down, featuring Phil Anselmo, formerly of Pantera. That's coming up too. I hear you got some people asking for Doom. So in the future, we're hopefully going to work on Pentagram and Candlemass and maybe some other stuff. So I'm a big Doom fan. It's kind of weird that I haven't really done much with any of the Doom bands. So, but we're going to do that. Coming up this weekend. I know we're midweek. We've got a couple days yet, but Martin Popoff and I are getting back together Saturday morning to rank the studio albums of Ozzy Osbourne, also by popular request. So that's coming up this weekend. And next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, going to be ranking the studio albums of Voivod with the Hollywood Squares, so to speak, with my metal buddies Brian Slagle, Steve Keeler, and Elliot Fulham. We'll be doing that in a week. Also coming up, got a very, very special guest coming on the show next week, a hugely special guest coming mid next week, so that I'm not going to divulge that yet. That's happening. Hopefully going to be getting Reed St. Mark, okay, former drummer of Celtic Frost, coming. Reed's a good friend of mine. He's a big jazz fusion fan. So Reed is going to come on and help me rank the catalog of Weather Report. So that's happening hopefully next week as well. So a lot of stuff going on. You don't want to miss any of it. But of course, tomorrow morning, 2003. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.